So in the previous class, we had looked at this thing interview process, how different interviews are taking place, what are their individual merits and demerits, as well as how the process of interview takes place. Now today we'll look at questionnaire. If possible, we'll also go over what are attitude skills. Okay, composite skills or attitude skills. Okay, first of all, coming to questionnaire, are we recording? Yeah. Hey guys, sorry I got disconnected. There's some problem with the connectivity. Right. So coming to questionnaire, now these are one of the most popular methods of conducting any form of research, and it is very convenient way where you are able to gather information very easily. All right, you essentially will make a list of questions and you will administer it to the patient or to whoever it is, the patient or the subject essentially of this research. Again, it is very cost effective. It does not cost a lot of money to perform this thing, and it is pretty easy to analyze as well. Okay. It is quite commonly used for data collection. Now, questionnaire as such by definition is a structured instrument wherein it consists of a series of questions prepared by the researcher. Okay, that the research subject has to complete. You either give the questions to the research subject or you ask them yourself. All right. Now, sometimes you can have a self-administered questionnaire where the respondent completes the instrument themselves, wherein you are giving the paper, or let us suppose you are doing it digitally, then maybe you give them a tablet, or maybe you go and ask them to sit on a computer and answer the questions. Either way, कभी self-administered questionnaire रह सकता है, या it can be a simple questionnaire where you are asking the questions. ठीक है, either way it will involve questions where the subject is answering the questions. Now there are two types of questionnaires or two types of questions altogether. Questions that are asked, they are of two types. One is open format, other is closed format. Open format questions are essentially open-ended questions. Okay, they will provide the opportunity to respondents where they can express their opinions and answers in their own way. Okay, so for example, there is no predetermined set of responses. You do not have any specific responses. Okay, the subject is going to respond in this way, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. Okay, they can respond in whatever form they want to. They can give you much more deeper suggestions and much more insightful unexpected suggestions. ठीक है. Generally an ideal questionnaire contains open-ended questions towards the end of all questions. ठीक है, that will ask the respondent about their own thoughts about the process. For example, state your opinion about the quality of healthcare in so and so city. ठीक है, आप एक सिटी में कितने हॉस्पिटल्स है, कितने नर्सेस एम्प्लॉयड है, व्हाट आर द कॉस्ट, जनरल कॉस्ट, वो पूरा पूछ रहे, हाउ कॉम्पिटेंट आर द सर्जन्स, या हाउ इज द सर्जरी डिपार्टमेंट इन द हॉस्पिटल्स इन दिस city, how are the critical care units, how are the emergency units. You are asking all of them, or to, let's suppose, a professional who is working in the healthcare industry, and finally you ask them to state their opinion about the quality of healthcare, total quality of healthcare. How would you rate? Let us suppose state your opinion on quality of healthcare in Punjab or Hyderabad or etc, whatever it is, blank, आप जो भी fill कर रहे हो उसमें. ठीक, those are open ended questions or open format questions. Closed format questions में you will offer the respondent, or you will offer the subject a specific number of alternative replies. ठीक है, now that subject has to choose from those replies whichever matches. appropriate answer जो है वो देते हैं उन्होंने. ठीक है, whatever they feel is appropriate essentially. एंड क्लोज फॉर्मेट क्वेश्चंस का बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज ये है कि दे विल बी वेरी इजी टू कैलकुलेट, बिकॉज यू ओनली हैव अ सेट नंबर ऑफ रेस्पॉन्सेस, उसमें से एक ही सेलेक्ट करने वाले हैं. ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चंस में एनालाइज करना थोड़ा मुश्किल रहता, बिकॉज इट इज ओपन एंडेड, द पेशेंट और द सब्जेक्ट कैन आंसर इट इन एनी विच वे. Okay, and it is easy for preliminary analysis as well. Closed format questions, they can ask to be to different groups at different intervals, and they will facilitate efficient tracking of opinion as well, where the tracking is going, what is the general trend of the population. For example, अब मैं open ended question कर रहा हूँ, let us suppose I have two candidates for. Hey guys, I'm getting disconnected again. We'll see how long it goes. If it happens again, we'll stop the class. It's unnecessarily bothering you guys as well. Okay, so as I was telling, closed format questions may uh, it is easy to track their opinion as well. For example, as I was telling you, closed format questions. Closed format questions में जो है, for example, there is a city in which you are selecting a mayor. ठीक है, let us suppose before the actual elections altogether, you go around polling people, you go around asking different people what is their opinion, which mayor would they like to see or which mayor would they like to select. ठीक है, so out of those candidates A and B, by closed format questions you are specifically providing them two alternatives. A select कर सकते हैं या B select कर सकते हैं. So depending on the number of responses that you get, you can see generally which candidate has the upper hand, or where is the trend going. A की तरफ जा रहा है या B की तरफ जा रहा है, where is it going. More people, maybe more people are more people in a certain area of the city are voting for B, maybe more people are voting for A in a certain different area. जैसा भी है, ठीक है, you'll be able to see trends. Now there are a number of closed format questions, subtypes essentially. We'll discuss them briefly. Okay. First of all, they are very easy ones as well. See, in general, this whole chapter of data collection, sampling, that's very easy. It's not exactly something that requires a lot of thought and all. Sampling at least was a little bit complicated. This is much more easier. Data collection tools. Okay. थोड़ा आप लॉजिक से अगर पढ़े तो बहुत इजीली याद हो जाता. ठीक है, should not be a problem. First of all, dichotomous questions. ठीक है, dichotomous questions में you are giving two responses. So जैसा मैं previous question पूछा था, two candidates, it can be yes or no question, or it can be a male female question, or it can be candidate A or candidate B question. You are giving two responses for where the person, where the subject can choose between those two. ठीक है, for example, which of the following have you ever been hospitalized. ठीक है, that is the question. Yes or no, वो दो ही आंसर्स रहते. ठीक है, इट विल नॉट बी पार्टली यस और पार्टली नो. ठीक है, most of the cases you will either have one or the other. ठीक है, but very binary kind of question. Then there is multiple choice. Multiple choice questions, you are already familiar with it. Obviously, they will ask the respondent to answer between generally four responses. They give more than two responses. Generally, four use करते. ठीक है. For example, which of the following diseases is sexually transmitted? बल्कि आप चार choices दे रहे. Let us suppose diabetes mellitus, syphilis, hypothyroidism, hypertension. आप उस वो चारों में से आप you are asking the patient to choose any one of them depending on their opinion, what do they think is sexually transmitted disease. Okay. Then there is another special type of multiple choice question called cafeteria questions. Now cafeteria questions may um, the questions are designed in such a way that they will select a response that most closely corresponds to their view, in the sense that, for example, mm, what do you think of hormone replacement therapy? Balki you are putting a question to the subject. Okay, you are asking the subject a question. What do you think about hormone replacement therapy? And you are giving them four responses. Let us suppose the responses are: it is dangerous and should be avoided. That is response A. Response B is one should be cautious while using it. Response C is I am uncertain about my views. I don't know enough about HRD to comment about such things. And response D is it is beneficial and should be promoted. So whatever that person's thought processes, whatever their views are, any one of these four will come close to their views and they will select whichever is the closest to their. That is the cafeteria question. Okay. much more informal kind of question. Then we have rank order questions. Rank order questions may, now as the name suggests, questions are asked to the respondent, and they are the subject or the respondent is asked to rank their responses. Okay, most favorable to least favorable. For example, um, what according to you is the most important thing in life? Rank them according to most favorable to least favorable. So for example, you are giving four options to them: money, education, family, and health. What is the most important, what is the least important? Now, some people might choose health as the top priority, some people might choose education as the top priority, some people might choose money as the top priority. Whatever it is, they will rank their responses. That is a rank order question. Then contingency questions. Contingency questions generally are those wherein they are asked further only if the respondent gives a particular response. Okay. uh, Especially if they are responding to the previous question that you are asking, the next question will be the contingency question. For example, are you stressed? Let us suppose I am going to a subject and respondent, I'm asking, are you stressed? The responses that are included, this is a question है, ठीक है? आप एक पेपर पे लिख के उनको आप क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं या फिर आप उनको दे दे रहे हैं, ठीक है? Generally, you will come across this in surveys as well. So and so question, if the response is yes, why so? ठीक है? तो आप yes or no question पूछ रहे हैं. If yes, what are the reasons of your stress? So you'll give a small box underneath it, or a small window wherein they can type their response. I am stressed because of work, I am stressed because of so and so, whatever it is. Okay, those are contingency questions. Only if you get a specific response, then that question will move on. Okay, then you will go into the contingency. If that response is not recorded, you will not go into the contingency. Okay, contingency essentially means something like backup. ठीक है, यहाँ पर एक क्राइटेरिया मीट हुआ तो वो क्वेश्चन अप्लाई होता, अगर वो क्राइटेरिया मीट नहीं हुआ तो यू विल इट that question will not be valid anymore. So if let's suppose you are asking a person, are you stressed? If the response is no, there's no more you can ask. Okay, if the response is yes, then maybe you can ask what are the reasons of your stress, things like that. Okay, that is a contingency question. Then rating questions. ठीक है, these are very common actually. आप service industry में बहुत you find quite a lot. Your after you order something from Amazon or this thing, very similar. You rate the delivery, right? Or you rate the product. Similar, very similar to this. ठीक है? So it is required. The respondent is required to provide rating to a specific element. ठीक है? On the scale, selecting amongst poor to good. So, for example, how do you rank uh, the delivery of certain product? How do you rank the education quality in India? And your responses will be 1 2 3 4, 1 being good, 4 being very poor. So good, fair, poor and very poor. ठीक है, वैसा जैसा भी आप डालना चाह रहे, you are putting a rating scale and you are asking the respondent to rate their response on it. ठीक है, then importance questions. यहाँ पर very similar to rating scale, but you are putting the scale in such a way that it is going from extremely important to not at all important. ठीक है, in the previous scale how you are putting from good to very poor, right? So for example, अब rating scale में you are putting good, fair, poor and very poor. Let us suppose ऐसा डाल रहे हैं आप, ठीक है? Importance scale में you are asking the patient or the respondent about a particular concept, and you are asking them to rate in between whether it is very important or it is not important at all. So for example, let us suppose the question is exercising dash, yeah, exercising every day is dash for health. Now that dash will be the response. Okay, so for example, 1 is extremely important, 2 is very important, 3 is somewhat important, 4 is not very important and 5 is not at all important. So based on what they feel, उन्होंने respond करते, ठीक है? So they will mark their importance about that concept according to their own beliefs. Then there is something called Likert questions. ठीक है, These will help you understand how strongly a respondent agrees or disagrees with a statement. uh, Generally you see this in surveys where personality type surveys में ऐसा देते हैं. For example, they will pose you a question and they will ask you whether you strongly agree or you strongly disagree. अब कैसा है? That scale will also go accordingly. So for examples, one example for Likert question is this community a good place to raise children? Let us suppose wherever you are living, whichever community you are residing in, वहां पर कोई आके पूछ रहा is this community a good place to raise children? Okay, and they are giving you responses in between 1 to 3 4 5. Again, यहाँ पर strongly agree, this is strongly disagree. ठीक है, then in between आता agree, disagree, and there will be a neutral question which is very important. Neutral is uncertain. They are uncertain, they cannot exactly tell whether it is a good environment or not a good environment to raise children. ठीक है, तो अब 5 responses दे रहे हैं. One is a very strong assertive answer, the other is the opposite, and you will have something in the middle. Those are Likert questions. Then there is something called bipolar questions. Bipolar question में you are giving two extreme answers. ठीक है, you are giving two extreme options to the patient or to the respondent, and they have to mark in between that response. So for example, what is your balance of preference here बल्कि question पूछे, and the option that the patient is given or the respondent is giving is like, I like going for walks, or I like watching movies. ठीक है, now these are the two options that they have. Now it does not end here, they will mark something like this. ठीक है, which what do they prefer more essentially? What is your balance of preference? Essentially they will either mark here or they can mark maybe here. So it indicates that they like watching movies more than going for walks, and it will also indicate to what degree they like watching movies or to what degree they like going for walks compared to the other. Okay, so you are giving two extreme options and you are asking them to choose in between them, and so that you are also understanding what is their stance on the other one. ठीक है, तो अगर समझो if they are putting the tick here, ठीक है, you know that the respondent or the subject is interested in watching movies more than going for walks, and you also know that it is not like they will never go for walks. ठीक है, uh, they might go for walks sometimes, but more often than not they'll prefer watching movies. अगर यहाँ पर response है बोले तो there is a good chance that they never go for walks and they mostly watch movies, things like that. Or if the response is here the opposite, they only go for walks and they mostly don't like watching movies, things like that. ठीक है, then there is something called a matrix question. Matrix question जो है, it will be like a matrix. I'll show you. Matrix question बोलते हैं उसको. See, this is a matrix question. It is like a Likert scale, but it is slightly different. ठीक है, or this can be confusing. Hold on, I'll show you a different one. Hmm. अच्छा, for example, please let us know your weekly schedule on the following. Suppose the question is, please let us know your weekly schedule on the following. ठीक है, and you will put a matrix in front of them. Essentially what you're doing is you're putting a table. Sorry, ऐसा आप एक टेबल लगा रहे हैं. Hmm, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. ठीक है? And let us suppose you are putting different responses on the left: gym, weight training or whatever it is, aerobics, eating dinner or lunch or whatever it is, and drinking. ठीक है? Let us suppose these are the four options through which the patient can, the subject can respond from. ठीक है? By seeing this, that respondent can give you, depending on whatever they do, they can give you their weekly schedule. So maybe they go to gym on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or they go to aerobics on Sunday. Maybe they go out eating, in the sense, not daily eating. Obviously, everyone eats every day, hopefully, but I mean eating out. Okay? So let me put it this way: eating out, lunch or dinner or whatever it is. Let us suppose they go to eat out on Saturdays, maybe, or maybe on Monday as well. When do they drink? Maybe they drink on Saturday and Sunday. ठीक है? So इससे आपको multiple responses आ रहे हैं और multiple levels. ठीक है? You'll be able to know what is their weekly schedule. You'll be able to know what activities they prefer more. You'll be able to know what is the frequency of their activities, things like that. Maybe certain activities that are matching with others. So whenever they are eating on Saturday, they are also drinking. On Sunday, they are only drinking, but they are not eating outside. Things like that. Okay? They are going 3 times per week in a gym. They are going to aerobics class once a week. Things like that. Okay. Now, the general guidelines to developing a good questionnaire, there are a few general points that you have to keep in mind. There are general points. There is a sequence of questions and question construction. Okay. So guidelines for designing a good questionnaire. First of all comes general points. Now, general points में आप क्या करेंगे? Obviously, the questionnaire must be developed exactly according to your subject study objective. आप जैसा study objective लगा रहे हैं, वही related questions रहना. If your study objective is to find out what is the uh, you know, what is the quality of healthcare in, or what is the quality of education in certain city, you cannot ask about air quality of that city. Completely unrelated questions. So uh, uh, maybe not air quality, what is the generally the most sold car in that city. Completely unrelated questions. So related questions and related points include karna questionnaire mein. They should begin with instructions. Generally the questionnaire should begin with instructions for the respondent to provide certain responses. Okay? When you are drafting a question, they should be very concise, very precise. They should be very brief. Lengthy questionnaires किसी को भी पढ़ने को ना टाइम है ना इंटरेस्ट है. ठीक है? They might lead to boredom, and responses might be a little skewed if that is the scenario. uh, as far as possible, open-ended questions should be avoided in quantitative research. अगर आप quantitative research study कर रहे हैं तो open-ended questions मत रखो, because बहुत सारे numbers आते हैं, subjects बहुत मुश्किल होता analyze करना. uh, Try to ask questions within the respondent's experience. So for example, if you are asking questions to kids, let us suppose you are asking questions to kids, don't ask them very mature and very complex questions which they will have no idea about, things like that. Or if you are asking questions to, let us suppose, a specific field of workers, let us suppose you are asking questions to engineers, you cannot ask them what are the functions of your liver. They might not know. Or what are the enzymes present in liver, they might not know. Specific questions based on their experience, those should be asked, appropriate questions. ठीक है. The language of the questionnaire should be easy to understand and it should be at the level of the respondent's knowledge. ठीक है. Specific language भी रख सकते हैं आप depending on the subject's language, whichever is preferable, that language can be used. Avoid questions with difficult concepts, obviously, as I told you, that are not easily understandable. uh, Controversial and ambiguous questions should be avoided. Sometimes a mailed questionnaire, if you can mail the certain questionnaires as well, should be accompanied with introduction to the study, what type of study you are doing, what is the purpose of the study, directions on how to fill the questionnaire if you're especially not present when the questionnaire is being administered. Try to avoid abruptly ending questions. There should be a certain flow to those questions. Uh, then when we talk about the flow of questions comes the next point, that is sequence of the questions. There should be a logical sequence to the way you are asking questions, and the researcher should make sure that the answer to a question is not derived from the previous question. Okay. For example, if the patient did not understand or the subject did not understand the previous question, or maybe they did not answer the previous question, this new question should not depend on that. ठीक है. There will be certain instances where for example a contingency question है wherein it is relying on the previous question, but more often than not try to avoid doing that. ठीक है. There should be a flow to questions. ठीक है. The trend should generally go from a general question to a very specific question related to your concept. ठीक है. uh, for example, you are going to an IT company like Amazon or wherever, whichever IT company you're going to, and there you are asking a very general question to employees: what is the work environment here? Okay, what are the amenities you are getting here? Then the questionnaires are going more specific, and you are going to uh, let's suppose a very specific question is: what is the level of stress that you face on a daily basis? Please rate it on this scale. वैसा ज़्यादा स्पेसिफिक हो रहा आप. ठीक है. फ्रॉम गो इनिशियल क्वेश्चन वाज हाउ इज द जनरल एनवायरनमेंट, देन व्हाट इज द लेवल ऑफ स्ट्रेस. सो यू नो दैट द people are stressed there, and you are asking them what is the level of stress that they are facing. ठीक है. um, uh, the flow of questions should also go from least sensitive to most sensitive. Don't ask sensitive questions initially. ठीक है. Things like that. Then coming to question construction. क्वेश्चन कंस्ट्रक्शन में जो है, यूज स्टेटमेंट्स दैट कैन बी इंटरप्रेटेड बाय इन द सेम वे बाय ऑल सब्जेक्ट्स. ठीक है. ऐसा नहीं रहना कि आप एक क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं विच इज ओपन एंडेड और इट कैन बी इंटरप्रेटेड इन मल्टीपल वेज. ठीक है. अवॉइड आस्किंग डबल बैरल्ड क्वेश्चंस कंटेनिंग टू डिस्टिंक्ट आइडियाज. ठीक है. टू डिस्टिंक्ट आइडियाज और टू डिस्टिंक्ट कॉन्सेप्ट्स वैसे मत पूछो. Use positive statements, avoid negative and double negative questions, avoid leading or ambiguous long questions. uh, Use comprehensible and clear wording. Don't try to make it too complicated. ठीक है. Use correct spelling, grammar and punctuation. um, so things like that you have to keep in mind. Then finally coming to methods of questionnaire administration, there are four commonly used ones. First one is postal. You obviously post the questionnaire to the patient. It is low cost, no labor no, it's not labor intensive, and there is definite anonymity. The subject will not know who is it, who is sending. Researchers specifically nahi malum rehta. They will know that they are part of a study. They will not know who is sending, and neither will the researcher know, in the sense that not too much information. Then you can use a phone, you can call them. Very quickly you will get responses, but you need to have a certain amount of rapport with the respondent. Okay. You can ask detailed questions. Sometimes there is response rate is pretty high. Then electronic, in the sense email, for example, email or whatever you're using. Again, anonymity is made sure it is very high speed and low cost. Finally, personally administered, meaning you are going up to the patient or the subject and you are asking the questions. You can go into a much more detail compared to the previous three. Okay, even though it will require a little bit of labor, you can get much more detailed responses from them, and the response rate is generally higher. Okay. The advantages of questionnaire in general is that they are cost effective, they are very easy to analyze if they are not open ended at least. Even if they are open ended, they are fairly, it's not easy I would say, but you can analyze them. They require less time and energy to administer. Okay. um, then they reduce the bias as interviewer is not present. It's not always that the interviewer needs to be present or the researcher needs to be present. ठीक है, आप पेपर दे के और क्वेश्चनर दे के चले आ सकते. And some people might be shy answering in front of someone else or things like that. So questionnaires can be used for large sample sizes. ठीक है. Disadvantage is that it is not suitable for everyone. For example, children or blind people or illiterate people, वो लोग क्या लिए questionnaire does not work. Response rate can be low sometimes, and it can provide superficial information sometimes, and uh, probing a response is not possible, in the sense once you get a certain response you cannot dig deeper using questions. Okay, you got a question answer to a question, that's it. Okay, very few times you can go deeper, and even if you try to go deeper, there is only so much that the subject will tell. They might not go very deep because यहाँ पर rapport develop करना मुश्किल है to a piece of paper. ठीक है. There are chances of misinterpretation, especially if you are creating open-ended questions, and if you are creating questions which have multiple interpretations, there is a chance of the patient itself understanding it in a different way, and the patient's response to be misinterpreted as well. Okay. And people can lie, so there is that. They might even answer the question very vaguely. If they don't want to answer and they have to answer, they'll answer very vaguely, things like that. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start composite and attitude skills.